The Halo reboot, a new beginning for Halo, or is it? I asked the question, should Halo continue the story set at the end of Halo Infinite, or should Halo Studios reboot the entire story with the rumored Combat Evolved remake? The answers were divided right down the middle, and it got heated. I'm hoping the comment section here doesn't devolve into the same thing as Twitter, so please can we keep it civil? Today, I'll talk about everything both sides said, and then you can give your own opinion on the future of the Halo franchise. I've got some of my own little bits here and there to add in for context, so let's get into it. So the question was, which way should Halo Studios and Microsoft go with the narrative of Halo? Continue on from Infinite or scrap it all and start over? Both sides had really good arguments, both for and against, but there's actually rumors that Halo Studio is working on both. In saying that, even that raises its own questions. If they reboot Halo Combat Evolved and continue Halo Infinite story, are there going to be two completely separate universes? What is going to happen to the voice of Master Chief, Steve Downes, as he's roughly 75 years old? Will they be using AI for his voice like Darth Vader? To do both means to be torn in two completely separate directions. They could do one final game with Steve Downes tying up that Master Chief story and then continue with the new rebooted storyline. The way I see it though is that you can't do both forever. It's a very complicated issue. If you're doing both, it doesn't seem like there's a clear vision. We do know that there's two lead developers and there's multiple Halo projects in the works, so which way will they go? My prediction is that we'll get one final game and it'll tie up the Halo Infinite Master Chief storyline, and then we have the rebooted franchise. People were asking me, Romy, are the two going to be connected in any way? And the only way that could ever happen is if time travel is involved, so I don't think that's going to happen. Now moving on from that, and as I said, I asked Twitter, should Halo be rebooted or continue on with the main story they're currently telling? People on both sides weighed in their opinions both for and against, but we even have a new Halo book telling the direct sequel of Halo Infinite, so there is going to be a continuation of that story. The main argument Twitter said against the reboot is that they didn't want 25 years of Halo source material thrown out the window. People are terrified that if you destroy the Bungie Foundation and don't do a good job rebooting, you could destroy the entire franchise. I don't blame people for not having faith. Most people would be rightfully skeptical. For me, my concern is that if you reboot Halo, and it does seem that way as Pierre, the studio head at Halo Studios, he said we're doing Halo our way now, that the old games won't be the official story anymore. They'll still exist, but they won't be referenced anymore. Does that mean a Halo reboot means that 25 years of Halo all gets decanonized? Kind of becomes the Legends versions of the Star Wars universe. Now in saying that, one comment I received against rebooting Halo said, rebooting the universe is the worst idea anyone could have for the franchise, and the debacle that was the show just proves it. Unless you want Halo the show, the game, forget about rebooting. This is the best evidence of a reboot being a horrible idea, as the silver timeline of Halo was not canon. People watching this video, how did the Halo TV show turn out? You had Cortana the cuck, Chief the angsty teen, the Arbiter is dead, and Captain Keyes was basically Sergeant Johnson from the games. If you remove the restrictions placed on the universe set by the Bungie era, it could potentially be a disaster. The only positive to rebooting the entire Halo franchise is that the entire convoluted 343 era of games and media get erased. The Prometheans, Cortana taking over the galaxy, Infinite's unfinished story, all of the books that were required to just tie the universe together, that's all gone. It's a clean slate. That is the only positive, but it would mean that the writers would actually have to nail it from here on out. No second chances. You got one shot at rebooting. If it's horrible, people will just write it off like a fanfic. It is no secret that the Halo universe post Halo 3 is a mess. It's jumbled, it's unclear, people didn't resonate in any way with it. Plus, it was so long in between campaigns and stories, it was so hard to get invested. Include the fact that Halo Infinite's campaign had so much cut content that the original story couldn't even be told, plus all the campaign DLC was cancelled post Halo 3, and even dare I say post Halo 4, because I didn't mind the Halo 4 story. I didn't like how the pseudo faction of the Covenant looked. Many people are so fed up with how things are that they're like, just reboot it, I'm sick of this, no more. Halo Studios does have a template story they can follow. They do have the Bungie games as a reference, and I think if they do decide to reboot, they are playing at their own peril if they decide to not follow the Bungie blueprint. That's my line in the sand. If there is a Halo reboot, and I think there's going to be, you can tell a story and add to what Bungie did first, but Halo Studios, you cannot change things that are set in stone. Number 1, Sergeant Johnson, bring back David Scully. That would be huge, and people would love that. 2, nothing like the TV show. I don't think I need to expand on this. Pick something in your mind right now that you don't like about the TV show. Don't do that. 3, just like Combat Evolved, lots of biome diversity. Snow, desert, forest, swamp, and Forerunner. 4, every feature that a Halo fan could expect from a modern day campaign. And 5, do not release the game until it is truly ready. And that last one is important. It makes me think of the Call of Duty Modern Warfare remakes. The campaigns are nowhere near the level of the originals. It also raises the question, will the Halo remake have sprint, modern mechanics, equipment like Halo Infinite? These are all preferential. Each person is going to have their own different opinions on this, but as long as a balance is struck and a really strong story, I think it'll be okay. Finding that balance, however, is tricky. The 2001 version of Halo Combat Evolved's movement is dated, but the movement speed flows really well. Halo Infinite's grapple hook, on the other hand, kind of broke things in terms of pacing for the campaign, so a whole different kettle of fish is what design decisions are going to be made. This includes gameplay, lore, even the Flood. Will the Flood lore be rewritten so different forms can appear at a less pre-evolved state of the Flood? The pure forms you see in Halo 3 are due to the coordination of a grave mine, whereas in Combat Evolved, they're in a more primitive form. That's why you see the proto grave mine keys. There are so many things that could go wrong. Yes, on the flip side of that, it could all go right, but again, people are skeptical. So I kept on reading your comments, I kept on going through the fors and against, and there was a comment that kept on coming up, and it was outside of whether Halo should be rebooted, but it's something I think we can all agree on. It's that whatever comes out next, it needs to be a completed, polished product at launch. People will not return in 6+ months to check out an updated product. All games going forward need to be bulletproof on launch day. And that's so true. Reboot or not, infinite story or a retelling of the first game. Whichever story comes out, whichever game comes out, it needs to have everything. For a campaign, it needs to have split screen, campaign network co-op day 1, not in 6 months, and no beta before it comes out. Skulls, and I can't believe I'm saying this, a revert checkpoint function. I cannot stress this enough, you need to be able to revert checkpoint in a campaign. Halo modders added a button within a few weeks of the game coming out, but a AAA studio couldn't add a revert checkpoint feature for Halo Infinite's campaign. Absolutely wild. In saying that, we really are entering a new era, for better or worse, for Halo. We don't know how things are going to go, where the story is going to go, and how far they will push the Combat Evolved remake. Does Microsoft want to erase the Bungie era, or are they going to build on top of it? Will they be true custodians of the Halo franchise, respecting legacy, or is everything we know about Halo about to change? Does Halo Studios want to leave their own mark on Halo so bad that all bets are off, and Halo will never be the same again? It's a terrifying yet exciting thought. In terms of actual developers at the studio, only around 5 to 10% of that studio worked on Halo Infinite, so we really have no idea what is going to happen. So I have to ask, what do you think Halo's future is going to be? Specifically the campaign. Will Halo Studios reboot Halo? Will they conclude Halo Infinite's Master Chief story? It's a hard prediction to make, but more than that though, do you even want a reboot? I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say. Times are a-changing, that's for sure, and I really think at the World Championships this year in October, we're going to be finding out more about Halo's future. So thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Leave me a comment down below, and I'll see you guys later.